Super Smash Bros. Switch should expand and deepen the mechanics and character roster found in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. And over 2 videos now, we have in detail presented 20 different characters that could make it as worthy fighters in Sakurai's upcoming installment in the series. So today, we're going to look at the last 10 potential newcomer characters that we find as possible candidates inside Super Smash Bros. Switch. Golden Sun is a forgotten Nintendo franchise that was abandoned after Dark Dawn came out for DS and forced Camelot Software to rather focus on the Mario sports games. Yes, they were met by a terrible fate. Even so, Isaac remains one of the last worthy Nintendo characters that still hasn't made it into Smash as a playable character. Could it be because he would be another mid-tier sword-wielding character? Perhaps. But not having Golden Sun at all represented while having 10 Fire Emblem characters isn't exactly healthy for the Super Smash Bros. Series. As such, we hope to see Isaac as a newcomer in the next game after being included as an assist trophy. After all, he comes from a neglected and in many ways dead franchise, just like Kid Icarus and the Ice Climbers in respectively Brawl and Melee. And who knows? Perhaps an inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Switch could give us another entry in the Golden Sun series, but this time on the Switch. We live in the best timeline, girls and guys. Never have we imagined that Bethesda would be supporting a Nintendo console as well as they are doing now, with Skyrim, Doom, and the upcoming Wolfenstein 2. Putting your games on the Switch is cool and all, but why stop there? Bethesda sits on a gold mine of valuable IPs that would be odd, yet entirely fitting for Super Smash Bros. Of course, we are referring to 2 characters in this case, Doomguy and BJ Blazkowicz, 2 iconic heroes from 2 iconic shooters. Wolfenstein and Doom are some of the most violent games to date, but as demonstrated by Bayonetta and Solid Snake, no matter what rating your game series has, you still have a shot at being in Smash. Both of the protagonists for these games wouldn't be in the game at the same time, so if we had to choose one, it would probably be Doomguy, mostly due to personal preference and his wide array of weapons and abilities. He could even use the BFG 9000 to obliterate every other player on the stage. Even so, Blazkowicz also has just as wide of an array of weapons and abilities, so both of these guys are fair game. And honestly, these would probably be the most out-of-left-field character reveals since Snake. Cloud made more sense, honestly. This next character on our list is sure to drop bombshells. Literally. The worst part about Bomberman being included in the Smash Bros. Roster is that he's a Konami character. So if that's the worst of it, let the man in, I say. Bomberman's relevancy took a hiatus until the release of the Switch, with Super Bomberman R serving as a launch title. As a result, the game sold pretty well, with additional DLC and a multi-platform release. Not to mention Bomberman is pretty much Konami's version of Mario or Sonic at this point. More iconic mascots are always a plus, and he wouldn't be the first Konami character to make it into Smash Bros. Snake, of course, was an insane addition to the Smash roster as he was the first third-party character ever to make it into the series. Many fans have been asking for his return, but let's face it guys, this isn't gonna happen. Not one bit. Metal Gear Solid series creator Hideo Kojima was the one who asked Sakurai to put Snake in Smash in the first place, and as we all know, Konami doesn't respect him nor the Metal Gear franchise. However, knowing Konami, they would probably ask to put Snake in Smash just to promote their shitty Metal Gear Survive. Just let good things die, please. We talked about Rayman joining Super Smash Bros. In the last Top 10 episode, which of course led into talking about the Rabbids. Now that these insane furries have teamed up with Mario in Kingdom Battle, maybe it's time they fight against him in Smash. Their Smash Bros presence would probably tie closer to Mario than Rayman, and Sakurai could spice them up with some sweet alternate outfits from Kingdom Battle. They could also throw in some other Nintendo outfits. Imagine running around dressed as Link or Samus, and just picture all Rabbids in an 8-player battle. Or don't, I'd rather not have the nightmares. Along with Rayman, the Rabbids were other characters that I wanted to see in Super Smash Bros. Since the Brawl days, but I won't deny that they've gotten severely annoying since then. However, thanks to Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I think they've been redeemed. If not characters, Rabbids could also make pretty handy assist trophies as well.
Here is how it works. If you get an amiibo, you deserve to be in Smash. And yes, we live in a timeline where a Dark Souls character is getting an amiibo. What an amazing timeline we live in. Solaris would be another perfect addition, as he has already mastered dodge rolling and is pretty okay in combat. Yes, we know that he isn't the protagonist in Dark Souls, but he seems to be the most memorable character of the series. As after all, are there any other characters really? The way characters and humanoid enemies move in Dark Souls is more realistic than other games. This could be well represented in Smash Bros with Solaris having a slower moveset, kind of like Ganondorf, only significantly less sucky. Truth to be told, it's pretty crazy to think about how a Dark Souls character would move in a Super Smash Bros. Game, with all the jumping, aerial attacks and other humanly impossible moves these characters normally pull off. If anything, Solaris would make a better assist trophy than a character, but we wouldn't say no to either option.
Ganondorf in Smash sucks. Stop defending him. He is basically a Captain Falcon clone that needs a serious overhaul for Super Smash Bros. Switch. Luckily, with a potential swap of Twilight Princess Link and Zelda for their counterparts in Breath of the Wild, we might finally see an improved Ganondorf with a brand new design and moveset. There's only one problem. Ganondorf wasn't present in Breath of the Wild, so that leaves us with Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf. A true badass that by many is seen as the best iteration of Ganondorf. Riding on a dark horse and wielding a wide range of sword attacks, dark materia, and a final smash that will be a true Dark Beast Ganon. Not that joke we saw in Breath of the Wild, but a proper threat that Link and Zelda will struggle against.
Okami is an incredible game, a classic, and with the final Switch port of Okami HD, it is time for the Divine White Wolf to cement its legacy in Super Smash Bros. Switch. Amaterasu, or the Goddess of Sun, is not only a very versatile character, but also a fighter with a large arsenal of attacks that will come really handy in Super Smash Bros. Switch. For one, a moveset is already existing as they were painstakingly implemented into Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where you could find abilities such as biting, scratching, utilizing the divine instruments, and many other powerful attacks. Now, after being in a traditional fighter duking out against other Capcom heroes and Marvel characters, it is time for Amaterasu to go up against the legends of Smash. We need more untraditional characters in the roster, and this amazing wolf, as the embodiment of Japanese history and culture, will make for an awesome newcomer inclusion that will blend straight in along with the other characters in the game.
Our last Super Smash Bros. Character video saw the #1 spot going to King K. Rool, Donkey Kong's cowardly antagonist who we only saw as a Mii costume in Smash 4. Now we need more representation of the Donkey Kong universe, and we're not talking about Lanky Kong. Just kidding, our choices boil down to Dixie Kong or the newly iconic Funky Kong. Thanks to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, these characters already have established movesets that would translate well to Smash. Honestly though, I'm quite surprised we didn't see Dixie Kong in Smash 4, as she has proved herself with the likes of Donkey Kong Country 2, which most would agree is better than the first game. Now that some time has passed, however, Funky Kong is hogging the spotlight of speedrunning and memes. This is brilliant. Nintendo Labo is right around the corner, and its greatest star should be the new joke character in Super Smash Bros. Switch. Yes, he might not have the history, but he doesn't need that as this guy is already a legend. A meme legend. Joking aside, Labo Man could be one of the most important character inclusions in Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. Hear us out. This is an entry like no other, as for one, it's not a cliché waifu or stereotypical hero. No, this guy is just a falling piece of cardboard, but that is before you turn on the imagination, which is key to the entire concept of Labo. And that is the thing about Labo Man in Smash. He can be nothing and everything at the same time. But thanks to Javed El Sterit on Twitter, sorry if I butchered that name, we at least have a peek at what kind of character and moveset we can expect. For the most part, it comes down to the Joy-Con, which could be thrown and naturally transformed into different toy kits for shields and other attacks. In other words, a perfect representation of the Switch as a system and the perfect troll character that actually makes sense. What? Another Mario character? Calm down. Paper Mario isn't really Mario, but a whole different franchise that only once teamed up with Mario and Luigi in the Mario & Luigi RPG Paper Jam. As such, he is probably the most underused Nintendo character, as we have not seen Paper Mario in either Mario sports games, Mario Kart, and obviously Super Smash Bros. This should change with Super Smash Bros. Switch, as Paper Mario is as old of a Nintendo franchise as Smash, originating on the Nintendo 64 and then having titles on the GameCube, Wii, Wii U, and 3DS. Yes, Paper Mario is a franchise that may not be in its best shape following the mediocre Sticker Star and somewhat better Color Splash, but that doesn't mean that Paper Mario as a franchise should be forgotten in Smash. Quite contrary, instead of using the paint hammer and other gibberish from Sticker Star and Color Splash, why not show Paper Mario at its best, bringing some of the best attacks from across this story-heavy RPG? And just like with Fire Emblem, Kid Icarus, and hopefully now Mega Man, use Super Smash Bros. As a platform to bring Paper Mario to its former heights and set the series back on the right track with a unique and well-crafted fighter.
And there you have it. 10 more characters that we think could make a positive addition to Super Smash Bros. Switch, and we might do a part 4 if there's high enough demand for it. So if you appreciated the video, make sure to like and comment, and if you're new, subscribe and click that notification bell to not miss any future Super Smash Bros. And Nintendo Switch videos on the channel. We're now also after becoming Discord partners. Check out our server, The Sacred Realm, aiming to reach 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. If we surpass this milestone by May 12th, the opening day of Retrospellmessen, where I, Conrad, will host a panel and a booth, then I will invite one of you to visit my current office in Oslo this July.
We also want to give credit where credit is due to our good friend Artsy Omni and the Smashified team, as we used some of their renders in this video. Finally, we want to thank all of our gracious patrons, including Patreon royal producer Kenyatta Ali. If you want to help us do this full time and increase the quality of our productions for some awesome perks in return, then head on over to patreon.com/commonrealm. Until the next video, remember to settle it in Smash.